With the NFL season kicking off in a few weeks, it is time to now start with our NFL videos, starting off with ranking every team in their division 1 through 4 on this tier list. So for example, the NFC West with the Cardinals, Seahawks, 49ers, and Rams, I will be ranking those 4 teams. I have a full record prediction video up on the channel if you guys want to go check that out. But let's get into these division projections, starting off with the AFC South and standing projections. I'm going to put the Houston Texans in first. I think. All right. I'll talk about each of the teams after I rank them. So I'll go Houston, then I'll go Indy, I'll go Jacksonville, and then Tennessee. This is a very good division in my opinion. I think almost every team, if they were in an easier division, they could probably make the playoffs. But I think Texans are just by far the best. The Colts, it's a risky pick to put them at 2. But if Anthony Richardson is who I think he is, then they might even be number 1. I think if he can put it together at the NFL level, they will be incredible. Jaguars at 3, I really don't know what to expect from them. So I'm going to put them in the 3 spot. And then the Titans at 4, they have a great receiving core, a very solid defense. They added a lot in the offseason. I just think they're the weakest team. I just think they're the least ready to compete, the least ready to win right now. So this is the AFC South ranking: Texans, Colts, Jaguars, Titans. Speaking of the South, we are going to the NFC side. We have the Bucks, Falcons, Saints, and Panthers. And this looks pretty similar to how I would actually rank it. I'm going to go Falcons number 1. I'll go the Bucks 2. And I'm actually going to put the Panthers above the Saints. I'll talk about the Falcons first and we'll go down. I think the Falcons, Kirk Cousins, a lot of people are questioning the Achilles injury. The thing about Kirk Cousins though is that he's never really been a rushing quarterback. So he doesn't have to worry about how he can run out of the pocket and scramble for yards. If he can just pass like he did in Minnesota in those final couple years, I think the Falcons should very easily win this division because there isn't a lot of competition. But I do like the Bucks, the number 2 team. They went 9-8 last year with Baker Mayfield under the helm. They brought back everybody basically, and I think they're gonna run it back. I think they're gonna go 9-8, maybe 8-9. The Falcons might give them 2 losses, but I see the Bucks being like the most, same team as last year, if that makes any sense. Like, no fall off, but no real progression. I have the Panthers at 3 above the Saints. I think the Saints are going to be terrible this year. Derek Carr, I used to like him a lot as a quarterback. I rooted for him. I still do root for him as a player. In terms of, him actually playing football, though, he's just not good at all. He can't play quarterback anymore. The Saints got to move on after this season, or maybe during the season. I think they have the worst coach in the league as well in Dennis Allen. And they have an aging core that is not good enough to compete, but it's not bad enough to get the first overall pick. I think they're going to be bad, but I don't think they're first overall pick bad. So, Saints fans, I'm sorry. But the Panthers are underrated. If Bryce Young could stitch up some holes this season, his last season was not good, but he was a rookie, so we do have to give him that benefit of the doubt. The team is a lot more improved. They did lose Brian Burns, but you did add people like Deontay Johnson, Jonathan Brooks, and Jatavian Sanders, I believe, as well. So that should be really good for the Panthers. But the NFC South ranking is Falcons 1, Bucks 2, Panthers 3, Saints 4. NFC West time, everyone. I'm going to go the 49ers at 1. I'm going to play it safe. I think this division is pretty straightforward in terms of ranking. The Niners are just by far and away, on paper, not only the best team in this division, but they're probably the best team in the NFL in terms of just pure on paper, numbers, talent. Like, it's hard not to go with the Niners as the best team. The Rams at 2, I really like the Rams offense with Puka, Stafford, Kyren Williams. You have Cooper Kupp still. The defense is a little bit of a question mark for me. I know they did get Tre'Davious White, I believe, but he's probably going to be hurt because he always is. But I do like their young guys on the D-line, Kobe Turner and Byron Young. I think they'll be pretty good like they were last year. So Rams fans, be excited because I think your offense is going to go nuclear this year like they did last year. Number 3, I got Seahawks. They're like the Buccaneers. I feel like they're going to be about the same as last year. They got a new head coach in Mike Macdonald. Great defensive coach, so their defense should improve. And they also got Byron Murphy in the draft. So a lot of good stuff for the defense. But for the offense, I mean, you still have a really great receiving core. It feels like this season people forgot how good the Seahawks receiving core is. But you still have Tyler Lockett, you still have DK Metcalf, and you have a young Jackson Smith-Njigba. So we cannot forget about that. And then obviously you have Geno Smith as well at quarterback. They might put Sam Howell in sometimes. Seahawks are just kind of there, in my opinion. They're not going to be super good, but they're not going to be bad either. The Cardinals at 4, they're going to improve a lot. You obviously have Marvin Harrison Jr., super thought-after receiver from Ohio State, son of Marvin Harrison Sr. Kyler Murray should be fully healthy. Trey McBride should be a beast this year. The defense scares me for the Cardinals. I don't think that's a really good defense. I think their defense will give up at least 25 points per game. I know that sounds like a lot, but I just think their defense is not qualified to get games won. So I do think there will be issues in Arizona. But at the end of the day, they're a young team that's still in the middle of a rebuild. So give them time, let them improve, and they'll be okay. So my ranking is 49ers 1, Rams 2, Seahawks 3, Cardinals 4. Let's get to the AFC West now. AFC West, in my opinion, there is a lot of switching going around in this division in terms of who I want to put where, besides the Chiefs at 1. I mean, with them, with Xavier Worthy, is going to be crazy. We'll talk more about them in a second. At number 2, I'm going to go with the Broncos. And I'll tell you guys why in a minute. I'm going to go Raiders at 3, Chargers at 4. I'm going to go from the bottom up this time. Chargers at 4. I get it. Justin Herbert with a qualified head coach, Jim Harbaugh. The defense is not good. I mean, they were dead last year. I don't know who he's going to throw to besides Ladd McConkey. Maybe Jerry Rice's son, because he's on the Chargers. But I don't know. I don't know about this Chargers team, man. I think it's a rebuild going on right now. Once they draft a receiver or two in 2025, then we'll look at them as a true title contender. But for now, they're going to be pretty bad. We just got to let Jim Harbaugh do his magic in LA. The Raiders at 3, I wanted to put them at 2, and a few weeks ago I would have put them at 2, and I get it's the preseason, but Gardner Minshew, my guy, he did not impress me at all. Maybe he'll turn it around in the regular season. I want him to, but in terms of ranking these teams for this video, I just don't have confidence in the quarterback situation there. But their receivers are really good. I like their defense a lot. The defensive line is insane. It's just that quarterback situation. Kind of like, what's another good team as an example? You can almost say the Panthers, but just pretty solid team all around. Just quarterback is a big question mark. Broncos at 2. Bo Nix looked really, really good in the preseason. I think he's QB1. I mean, he is. He got named the starter. But I still think that he's going to have a great year. There's obviously going to be problems as a rookie. CJ Stroud didn't go 50 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Everyone has a mistake. But I think Bo Nix is going to be really good. Chiefs at 1. Do I really have to go into it? I mean, they're the Kansas City Chiefs. I think that's a good enough reason. But now, it's time for the AFC East, where I have a controversial opinion. AFC East, this is one of the divisions where I might get some people mad, and I get it. If you get mad, please just realize this is my opinion and my opinion only. But anyway, let's get right into it. I'm gonna go with the Jets at number 1, the Dolphins at number 2, the Bills at number 3, and the Patriots at number 4. Actually, looking at it, I think this looks better. I was in a toss-up between the Patriots. I mean, not the Patriots. I was in a toss-up between the Dolphins and the Bills. But I will give it to the Bills so I don't get raided by Bills Mafia. The Jets at 1. I mean, it's a big question mark. I get it, but if they do stay healthy, which I know it isn't if, like I said, I get it. If they are healthy, they are a top team in the league. You have Hall of Fame quarterback Aaron Rodgers. You have insane receiving core with Mike Williams and Garrett Wilson. Defense is top 5 in the league. I see them going really far this year. You know, it's a gut feeling. I have gut feelings every single season. This is one of them for this season. That the Jets are just going to get it this year. I feel like they'll finally get what they have been wanting for so long. Bills at 2. Receivers are a question. That's why I put them at 3. But I raised them to 2 because I did forget about the man Dalton Kincaid. I forgot about him, and then I realized, oh crap, he's on the team too. So I put them at 2 because at the end of the day, they have a good amount of receiver options, just not all receivers. You have Kincaid, Knox, James Cook. Like, a lot of these guys aren't receivers. I mean, you have Keon Coleman, Chase Claypool. But a lot of the guys that are going to be the top weapons aren't receivers. But it's going to be the Josh Allen show. Let's be honest. Josh Allen, he'll probably get 10 plus rushing touchdowns, 40 plus passing touchdowns, because that's who he is. Expect the passing yards to go down a bit, but I think everything else for him will go up. Dolphins at 3. I have some questions about Tua in the playoffs. I know he can do it in the regular season. The question is, in the playoffs, in high-stakes games. I don't know if he can do it yet. He's got to show me that he can. And the Patriots at 4. Patriots are in a rebuild. We get it. Let's go to the NFC North. I got the Lions at 1. I'm gonna give the Packers 2. I'll give the Bears 3. And I'll give the Vikings 4. Vikings at 4. You lost JJ McCarthy. After that, you're objectively the worst team in this division. See ya. Bears at 3. My 2 favorite teams are the Bears and Bengals. But I see some crazy Bears fans online. We gotta calm down. It's still a rookie quarterback. I think the Bears can win 9 games, maybe 10, if Caleb is really that good. But keep in mind that we're not the Kansas City Chiefs, and our goal isn't to be the Kansas City Chiefs. We want to be the Chicago Bears. So let's play Bear football and stop comparing Caleb to Mahomes. Because they're different players. They're different quarterbacks. So you shouldn't compare one guy to another. Alright. Anyway, Packers at 2. Jordan Love. I like Jordan Love a lot. They did lose A.J. Dillon, but let's be honest, he's kind of washed. Sorry, A.J. I like their receiving core a lot. Their defense is very underrated. I feel like once Aaron Rodgers went to the Jets, their defense stopped getting talked about, but don't sleep on their defense. They are a dog on D. And then we got the Lions at 1. They're one of the best teams in the league. I'm happy for them. The fans might get a little bit overboard. Like, you'll probably see some Lions fans online. Maybe you know the guy at MMG. Like, maybe some Lions fans are getting a little bit overboard. But I'm happy for you guys. You deserve it. Because this is probably the hardest division to rank. So yeah, NFC East will do first. I'll go the Giants 4, Commanders 3, Eagles 1, Cowboys 2. I think the Commanders and Giants flip, and I think the Eagles and Cowboys flip. Cowboys, man, you signed CeeDee Lamb, but at what cost? That's like the only thing you did this entire offseason. I expect regression to happen because there's teams in your division that got a lot better. You didn't. That's just how it works. You could be good all you want, but you're never going to be great unless you make additions to make the team even better. And that's what the Cowboys are. Eagles, on the other hand, did do that. They did get the additions. They signed a lot of guys, notably Saquon Barkley. I think they did move the needle enough to be a top 2 team in the NFC. Actually, 3. I think the Lions, Eagles, and Niners are the 3 teams in the NFC right now. I'd put the Eagles at 3 if I were ranking it, because there is some question marks about the defense. But besides that, like, on paper, this team is unstoppable. I have the Commanders at 3. I really liked what I saw from Jaden Daniels in the preseason. I liked the pocket presence. I liked how he could run with the ball. Keep in mind, I'm not like an NFL analyst. I just watch for fun. I do keep up with most games, but if I sound like a casual in some of these takes, keep in mind, I'm not an analyst. So yeah, I do like the Commanders and where they're headed. And the Giants at 4. Daniel Jones is your quarterback, and I think Daniel Jones is a pretty good guy. But that doesn't matter if you throw one of the worst interceptions I've ever seen in that Texans preseason game. I can't get that play out of my head. But yeah, ranking Eagles, Cowboys, Commanders, Giants. Boom. Finally, we have the AFC North. I've been talking a lot, so my voice is starting to like crack. So if I have a voice crack during this, I'm sorry. But this is the hard division. I am going to go with the Steelers at 4. I'm going to give the Browns 3. I'm going to give the Bengals 2. And the Ravens 1. Like I said earlier, I am a Browns guy. Not a Browns guy, a Bengals guy. Sorry. I do really like the Bengals as a team. I think Joe Burrow is a top 2 quarterback in the league behind Mahomes. I love everything about the Bengals. Just something about them that made me a fan. I don't know. I just really like them. But I did put them at 2 because they usually do end up like selling early in the regular season, and that could lead to some problems in terms of getting a higher record. So I did put them at 2. The run defense might be a problem as well. Browns at 3. I don't know about Watson. I think he's kind of washed. I don't even think it's a hot take to say that. I think most of the league can agree with me. But I think Watson is probably better than what's going on with the Pittsburgh QB situation. I've seen Fields and Wilson play, and as a Bears fan, I'm happy that Fields has a chance to start, but him and Rush just have not impressed me at all in preseason. But Steelers and Browns defense are always going to be up there, so you can never fully count them out of a game. And finally, I got the Ravens at 1. I mean, Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry is going to be insane this season. It's going to be crazy to just see on your TV. You have Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry doing read option. It's going to be crazy to watch. But yeah, these are my rankings for every division heading into 2024-2025 NFL season. I'm going to keep this outro pretty short because my throat is starting to hurt from talking. But I do plan on doing a fantasy live stream on Sunday, September 1st. When this gets uploaded, it'll probably be the 28th of August. So expect a stream then. Besides that, guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to drop a like, subscribe if you're new. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace, guys.